One of the great turning points of my life happened during my first 2 years here at Dartmouth, and certainly pertinent to the questions we're thinking about this evening. So I came from a family of immigrants of Eastern Europe, Lithuania, Poland, Jewish, and otherwise, and with all the cultural expectations that background is generally associated with. Heavy expectations of achievement, but of a certain kind. My father was an academic, so it was great if you could become a great academic or maybe a doctor, scientist. I don't know about a lawyer, but if you were to be a lawyer, at least do something good with it, work for the poor or Amnesty International or something. But they were also very interested in the arts, and I was trained and had gotten involved in music. And I came to Dartmouth uncertain about what I wanted to do, if I wanted to pursue professional music as a performer. And I think my parents thought that was fine, that I was interested, but hopefully my time in college would have me let go of that and I'd move in a slightly more productive direction. And in fact, I struggled with this question initially. By the middle of my freshman year, I made a decision that I would indeed pursue musical performance. I started the process of withdrawing from Dartmouth. I applied to a conservatory, got in. I was ready to go. And then in April, I did my weekly call home. Now this is before cell phones. This is 1974. Before cell phones, or it was 75 then, cell phones and computers, I would go, and I think I was in Russell Sage or something. There was a phone booth at the end of the hall, and you put your money in and so on. I made my weekly call. My father answered, and he told me that a few days before, my mother had made an attempt on her life and was in the hospital. She was okay, but that's what happened. Now that obviously threw me for a loop, and more so because, although in retrospect, I think I realized I had been living in a situation where when my mother was mentally ill for a number of years, I just didn't realize it. It was sort of normal. I didn't see her for a number of months. Again, these were the days you didn't jump on a plane and fly on Southwest or whatever back. And I was in California, the other side of the continent. So I withdrew from Dartmouth, and I went that summer to a music festival school, Aspen, for the summer, getting ready to go into my further training. And my mother came to visit me in August. I hadn't seen her since this April event. And I remember going to the motel she was in. We saw each other. We embraced. She loved me. I loved her. I saw something in her eyes, which I will never forget, which said to me, it was my interpretation in a way, you're on your own now. You've got to sort your own life out for yourself without me or anybody else. And it threw me, obviously. Again, I struggled with this sense of suddenly been thrown into this place where my direction had been said, it's all yours. I actually, within a week, decided I wasn't going to go to conservatory and I was going to go back to Dartmouth. And they let me back in and so on. I went through that process, but it wasn't because I knew what I wanted to do. It was because I had been thrown somewhere without moorings. That next April, my mother successfully killed herself. And it was like the final thing. You really are on your own. Go sort your life out for yourself. And what I learned, it took me years. I'm still sorting my life out. I'm not sure that was the right question. What I learned in part was that the direction she seemed to be pushing me into was the wrong one. You're not on your own. Your life is not about sorting it out on your own. And I'm going to stop here and just say two things. Over these many years, I obviously went on and did things. I made decisions. I decided to go to seminary. I got ordained as an Anglican priest. I worked. I got a doctorate. I taught theology. I did all that stuff. I made decisions. I'm not sure it was sorting out, though. What I learned was the issue was not you're on your own to figure this out. It's just the opposite. You're with somebody. Sorting out has to do with withness with other people. That's not only how you do it. The second thing I learned is it's what you figure out itself. That's what you figure out is withness is who you are. That's not only the means, it's the goal. And I think I'm going to say in the course of what we talk about more about that, but I want to stress this fact that it took me a long time to figure out. My wife's sitting out there, that's a witness. I have kids, I have some friends here as well. It's not, and obviously I'm a religious person, maybe we'll say more about that as well. But I'm not doing it by myself. And any time you think your life is about what you have to put into it, you've started out on the wrong foot. I'll just leave it there.